Hello, everybody. My name is Joseph Thompson, and I'm the CEO and co-founder of AIDTech. What AIDTech does, it delivers donations using blockchain technology. As we already know, there are 2 billion people in the world that are unbanked. And this means they're excluded from social, cultural, and financial inclusion. This is a problem that needs to be solved. And we see the problem is because people don't have a legal identity, a digital identity. How can you get services? How can you get products to somebody who really doesn't exist? And I, unfortunately, have been a victim of fraud when it came to distributing money to people who needed it. So I'm going to tell you a little story. In 2009, I ran the world's toughest marathon, the Marathon des Sables in the Sahara Desert. 151 miles, and I raised $122,000. I donated $122,000 to a charity. And 7 months later, my main donor asked me, Joseph, where's that money gone and what's the impact? I went back to my charity, and they said they gave it to a separate charity. Basically, the money went missing. So by using blockchain technology, we want to solve the problem of final mile and last mile transparency and getting it to the right end beneficiary. So how can this be solved? So if we take the example here of Michelle. Michelle is time poor, tech savvy, and she wants to make a donation. Now, if Michelle had used this in our platform, my money wouldn't have went missing. So I'm going to show you how this actually works. Here, actually, Michelle can make a donation. She can determine where the money goes, where the value goes, and who it actually goes to. So for the first time ever, using blockchain technology, you can distribute where funds actually go. So here Michelle has decided to send some products to an individual. And very simply, if she has a connection, she can type in the email address of that end beneficiary, how much she wants to send to that person, and she types in her credit card details. So we've already integrated a blockchain platform into a payment processor. Now she can see exactly where her impact and exactly where her money goes. For the end beneficiary, what we're doing there is solving a problem of financial inclusion, and we're giving a person a digital identity. A digital identity opens up this world where a person can receive remittances, international aid, and so on. So the person is actually, the end beneficiary is building their own credit profile on the blockchain, so they manage their own data. So what's that mean for a donor? Anybody here in the crowd, you can determine where your money goes, what you buy it on, and who it actually goes to. 100% complete transparency. Now, what that means for aid organizations and NGOs, they have a new revenue to generate funds in-house. And here are other AIDTech use cases, not just donations. An end beneficiary can actually receive different services. So in Serbia, we're doing a project where we're bringing remittances down from 9% to below 3%. In Jordan, we're delivering the world's largest welfare project of 10,000 people in poverty, and we're looking to scale that to 400,000 people, and we're working with the United Nations. And the USA, we're delivering aid to end beneficiaries with a digital identity. Believe it or not, there's still 30 million people without a bank account in the US. So how is this going to be achieved? As Her Majesty alluded earlier on, it's public-private partnerships. And we are very excited that we won MasterCard's Tech for Integrity Challenge. MasterCard want to financially include 500 million people, and we share that vision with them. So we are building a platform that integrates for people in developed or developing economies. I've very luckily been announced as United Nations Sustainable Development Goal Pioneer, only one of 10 chosen for 2017 for blockchain technology. The Sustainable Development Goals are 17 targets signed up by all governments around the world, and target 16.9 says everybody should have a legal identity by 2030. And the big one, we won Citi's Global Tech for Integrity Challenge as the Game Changer Award winner. And we got the award from Miss Christine Lagarde at the IMF last year for fighting corruption. So now we're using blockchain to get to the last mile, to get to the end beneficiary all across the blockchain and legal identity. So what does that mean for Singapore? Well, Singapore, to me, has created the world's greatest social experiment. A country that's the size of Manhattan, and it's the 5th richest country in the world. And you have phenomenal organizations here, such as the National Voluntary and Philanthropic Center, which brings corporates and individuals and government bodies together. So not only can Singapore be the FinTech hub of the world, they can also be the transparency hub of the world. Now, this is a game changer. How does this get to scale? We've just signed exclusive partnerships with the International Federation of the Red Cross and the UN, getting us in 191 countries globally. So I want you to come and talk to me later on to solve some of these problems. Thank you. platform.